right, guys. So we didn't get to do a full podcast with you last time. So we're gonna run it up again. This time it's no stress, no pressure, because we're not on a time restraint.
Let's run it. Let's run it.
Okay, so Keith, over like the duration I know you, there's been a lot of ups and downs. There's been a lot of learning experiences, and I would say a lot of people fall off this like past year, but
I do.
you tend to keep going,
Got
and
to.
regardless the hate you got or or the love you got,
That's part
towards
of
it.
it, man.
Yeah, you're just like the same dude.
I get inspired by it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do.
tell me like
Yeah. The more hate I get, the better I know I'm doing. Because people aren't gonna hate on someone that's doing fucking worse than them.
yeah.
That's just a fact.
But like
So
it's like at the end of the day, it's like a lot of the people that are hating on you, they don't show their face, they don't, whatever. So
nah, that's how it goes, man.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know, you're out there putting content out, you show your face, you show your life, you show like, hey, and you share like a lot of vulnerabilities and stuff.
I
So
got to be transparent with everybody, man. Because if you're not transparent, people don't trust you.
hmm
And I'm just presenting the program that saved me from myself. Like I've said so many times before,
yeah,
this shit truly did save my life,
hmm
and I mean it. When I tell people that, sometimes I may not express it the way I should, but
yeah,
this truly did. Sobriety, fitness, it saved my family as well, man. Which is even more important than my own life, in
hmm
my opinion.
yeah.
It means everything to me. So
So I mean, in this podcast, we're gonna go pretty deep on like everything about you. So
let's do it. I'm fully transparent.
people know the real you, because everyone likes you in person, but
Yeah.
like the goal of social media and media is to like be able to take that person that everyone likes in person and show them to the world and use that as a tool to like help people or change people's life through whatever products or services that you provide.
Right.
But yeah, tell us, from the beginning, like what was like growing up like for you?
Growing up, so I had a pretty normal childhood at the beginning. From 0 to 12, my parents were together.
hmm
We lived in a cool house. Then they got divorced when I was 12 years old, and my mom moved to Lodi, California, which we became pretty poor because at the time she wasn't getting any child support or anything like that. I remember there's a big battle always between her and my dad. My dad was hiding the money that he did have, which he didn't have much. At the end of the day, he didn't have shit. He moved to a trailer himself
hmm
when they divorced. The house basically lost money on that house, and so like any adolescent teen, man, I used them against each other for my freedom. I wanted freedom
Yeah.
because I wanted to do what I want. I wanted to drink. I wanted to have girlfriends. I wanted to drive, and my dad let me do whatever the hell I want, really.
hmm
Um, so we were out in the country at my dad's house. My dad had a country house or a country mobile home, I should say, out out there in Linden, outskirts of Lodi. And then my mom moved to an apartment in Lodi, California. So, and she was on welfare at the time, and I was living part time with her and part time with my dad. So I'd go to my mom's house and I'd just hang out on the streets and skateboard. My mom's always been a good mom. She was never had a drug problem, never had a drinking problem. Really authentically a beautiful person inside, and my dad was too. But that being said, my dad he was an ex-alcoholic. He'd never drank my whole life. He quit 1 year when I was 1 years old, so I never actually got to see him drink. And he's been preaching sobriety since I was a little kid. And partially, I thank him for my sobriety because it contributed huge in my life.
hmm
Him telling me all the stories and warning me throughout my life. So at least I knew about my issue at a young age. You know what I'm saying? He was able to pinpoint that and highlight that for me, even at a young age, because he recognizes the personalities in people. The true alcoholic has a personality that you can almost spot a mile away if you're used to the program. So, anyways, that being said, uh, we had a motorcycle out at my dad's, and I used to just drive anywhere I wanted. Friends' houses, girlfriends' houses, wherever I wanted to go. drink whenever I wanted to. I started drinking when I was about 12 years old, I think. I remember the actual day I started, but I met my best friend when I caught that first buzz, man. It was on from there.
Yeah. What was like what was like, growing up, I guess financially struggling a little bit. What was the biggest like struggle for you besides that?
Yeah. Well, I can't say, beside we were pretty poor. But I never really looked at that too much. I never looked at myself as I was poor because I still had my mom and my dad in my life, and I had people around me that cared about me. Had a lot of good friends even at that age, and the struggle for me was growing up. Man, I grew up quick. I had to grow up quick. I got into relationships real young as an adolescent, and moved in with them and moved around all over the place. I was trying to find myself is what it was, man. I was trying, and when you get in a relationship and you're drinking full blast at such a young age,
Mhm.
the relationships are beyond dysfunctional, beyond.
Yeah.
You don't even know who the fuck you are, man, and you're trying to, the jealousy is just out of control. You know, jealousy's out of control, and I'm drinking and driving everywhere and racing.
Mhm.
We're racing all the time because there's no cops out there where my dad lived out in the country.
Well, what type of vehicle do you race?
I had Camaros. We had Camaros and Mustangs and all kinds of shit, and they were constantly breaking all the time because we were souping them up and breaking them.
Mhm.
And we ran from the cops a few times because we knew the orchards and everything so well. We'd drive out into the orchard, shut the lights off.
Damn.
Cops wouldn't know where the fuck we were at.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, but we knew them so well by heart from being out there so long that's how we'd get away because you can't outrun them with the radio. You gotta be able to hide.
Are you like an adrenaline junkie?
I guess you could say that. I lived for the thrill. I lived for the fast life. I never had any bad intention behind it. I never had any bad intent behind it. But I fed off adrenaline for sure.
Yeah.
I like to skydive and jump off bridges all the time. I looked at it as some sort of validation is what I did.
Mm.
A way to prove something to myself. We always had to go, and I surrounded myself with people that were the same fucking way, man. They're all dirt bike racers, straight up alcoholics. Just love to fucking, a lot of people mailbox bash with bats.
Mm-hmm.
We used to do it with 12 gauge shotguns growing up. 13 years old, man, we're out there mailbox bashing with a fucking 12 gauge. So
Yeah.
that's just what we did, man. We didn't think nothing of it. We weren't trying to hurt nobody. But later on in life, it got a lot more dangerous because, you grow up, everybody turns to adults and alcoholism changes and you get more angry and the fights become more serious. And people at the bar, I saw a few people stabbed to death at bars and all kinds of shit. I'm just lucky it never happened to me, man. And I've had a lot of friends wreck their Harleys and get extremely hurt. A lot of friends die racing their cars. And that's just a part of life. I guess God spared me. He did for sure. He spared me, I've had all kinds of shit happen to me. Yeah, so that was the gist of my childhood, man. I lived for the thrill in every way, actually, Fast cars, good-looking women, as much as I could drink, and I was happy, as long as I had money, too. That's one thing I did do, man. I always kept money in my pocket because I liked women, man, so I knew women didn't like broke dudes, so I always kept my ass working, you know what I'm saying? That was one thing that I understood at a young age, man.
No, that's very true. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always associated a broke motherfucker with a lazy motherfucker, and I didn't like that.
I mean, that is somewhat true. I mean,
Yeah.
Pretty much 99% true.
Yeah, I never. So anyway, I dropped out of high school because I was cutting all the time, just doing my thing. I ended up going back to an adult school when I was I think I was almost 20 years old. Went back and got my high school diploma.
So what was like, I guess like, after like graduating from high school, did you go to college or did you go straight into like a trade?
I went straight into a trade. I started spraying bedliners right away. I started spraying bedliners, and then I moved down to Pismo Beach and started doing the same thing down there. I had a fiance at the time. She was going to Cal Poly, anyways, long story short, we ended up breaking up. Fucking broke my heart. Everybody's got their first love that breaks their heart.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to have that. It's part of life. I think that's a rite of passage for every man. They got to have their heart broken once to understand some things.
What's your advice on getting over like a breakup or something like that?
My advice on getting over a breakup is just become the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. That's the only thing you can do. Because what are you going to do? Sit around and whine about it? Mm-hmm. I mean, I tried that because there was a learning curve on the first one. I tried begging, and that shit just blew up in my face, man. Begging, they'll step on your neck and then rub it in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you can't really show any weakness, huh?
No, man. And it's contrary to what a lot of people tell you, and a lot of counselors try and tell you. You need to open yourself up. Well, that shit never worked for me. It never worked for me. No, not at all. Not even in the slightest. As soon as I showed any weakness, or I couldn't live without her, mm-hmm. That's when it was really over for good. That's what I figured out.
Yeah. So what was your turning point, like, from graduating high school, going and getting your first heartbreak and, getting jobs and stuff like that? Like, what got you to this spot here today?
That's a long story. But, so I continued my drinking throughout my 20s, mm-hmm. full blast, as much as I could drink, doing as much fun things that I considered to be fun at the time. And the problems in my life just really continued to elevate through my 20s, through my early 30s, like real bad. I started finding myself in situations that gave me anxiety, because I never got that in my early 20s. Mm-hmm. I started getting it in my late 20s and early 30s. I'd get anxiety the next day after I wake up after a bender, and it just fucking break me, man. I was so paranoid. One time, bro, I was in my bedroom in my house by myself. I just got done kicking the girl out that I was sleeping with at the time. I'm walking around with a pistol in my house by myself at night, sneaking around the doors like there's somebody fucking in my house, man. There's nobody there. I'm just so fucking paranoid about the behavior that I've had and what I possibly did the night before, because I'm on a blackout all the time, so I can never fucking fully remember. All I could get is just little clips in my head of what I think I did. And she's texting me the whole time talking about what an asshole I was. That's all she has to say. What's the stupid things I've done. She never elaborated fully on what it was. So I'm fucking paranoid all the time, man. So I started getting that in my late 20s, early 30s. And it started to just become a real downward spiral, man, for me. I can remember one instance, these are just the situations that you get put in when you're drinking. And it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even have to be directly about you, I'm sitting in my house with a girl I was hanging out at the time. We go out bowling with some friends. We got some biker dudes that showed up at my house, started partying with us. It was no big deal. They came bowling with us, and we're hanging out. And then one of the dudes everybody's getting hammered, and this dude starts hitting on my buddy's wife, And the guy's lady that he's hitting on, he's not a dude that plays around at all, man. He's a serious dude. He used to be my old boss. He's a framer, real roughneck kind of dude. He didn't take too kindly of it. He's got an anger problem. We get back to my house, man, and we're sitting. We had a little stairway, a little doorway, a little stairway that goes down into my bedroom. The dude's sitting on my bed inside, and we're talking. He's drunk. The biker dude's sitting on my bed, and my buddy comes up from behind me and says, "Keith, I'm sorry, man." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He says, "I'm sorry, bro." And he jumps over I'm sitting next to this girl in this little doorway, and he jumps over my head and just starts beating the shit out of this dude, like as fast and as hard as he can. This dude had a hell of a swing, man. He was known for that shit. And just hurt the guy bad, man. Before I could even jump up and help out enough, the dude was sleeping And me pushing on him, he was dragging him. He still had a hold of him. He was dragging across the carpet, you know. I felt bad. Finally, the dude woke up a few minutes later. I was kind of nervous for him, man. I didn't know if he hit his fucking head or what. Anyways, the guy leaves, you know, he looks at himself. He's all upset. He fucking leaves. Well, it's 2 days later on a Sunday night, man. I'm sleeping in bed. I think it was about 10 o'clock at night. I get a little knock on the door, quiet as a mouse, man, you know. And I had 2 roommates at the time. So my roommate comes in my room and says, "Hey, bro, such and such, he's here to see you." I was surprised. I was like, "What the fuck? How's he doing? Is he all right?" So I jumped up, threw on my shit real quick, man. I had a girl with me at the time in my bed, by the way. She didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I walk over to the doorway, and as soon as I stepped out the front door, the first step, one dude steps behind me so I can't back up and go back into my house. And one dude sticks a piece to my head. And then I had one guy standing in front of me with his arm like this, and another dude with a ski mask behind him, acting like he was trying to come at me with a piece, you know. He was like, kept lunging at me. This guy was holding him back. And I was like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on, man. You know? And he said, basically, we're here to fucking find out who that dude was, and we want his number and his location and where the fuck he's at. They were there to do him, you know? Yeah. So, thank God, man. I didn't even know. I didn't even know where he was living at the time. He just moved. Anyways, they escort me into my house. And at the time, we had those fucking flip phones. So he got a hold of they took my phone from me. They probably got a handful of pictures they weren't supposed to see. But anyway, they took my shit from me, man, to go through it. And I thought I was good, man. I thought I was getting off. And then I get hit, bam, from the side a little bit by that dude wearing the ski mask. I don't know if he had brass knuckles on or if I think it was the butt of a gun or something, man, because it fucking snapped my jaw in half, dude. I knew right away as soon as I got hit, my shit was hanging to the left.
Damn.
Yeah. So that girl I'm with in there is fucking freaking out, man, wondering what the hell is going on, all these people in my house. She's like, what's this dude fucking into, man, you know? Yeah. That people are showing up at his house like that, doing this kind of shit. Mm-hmm. And then the dude came inside the house and was just like, basically, you know, because I had those roommates, he's like, what the fuck you guys gonna do about it, you know? I'm over there with my broken jaw looking at it in the mirror. I'm like, fuck, bro, I just want to go to the damn hospital and get this shit fixed, dog. You know? That's all I was worried about. Anyway, so that's just the kind of shit that alcohol got me into, those kind of situations, you know, and it doesn't even have to be directly related to you because you are related if you're in those situations. If you're around it, you're going to be in it, you know. I've seen people get stabbed at bars that didn't even have nothing to do with the fight.
Damn. So it's alcohol your biggest vice?
Or fuck yeah, dude.
Or is there anything else?
That and women, you know, that and women. But, you know, alcohol is much more dangerous than people give it credit, man. It's a gateway to insanity. It truly is. It's a gateway to insanity. It'll take your fucking life from you. It'll take everything from you.
What is your message for someone that's trying to like stop drinking, but it's like they can't, they cannot?
Well, you only have 2 options, man. You're gonna experience a shit ton of more pain, and you're gonna lose everything you got. If you're an alcoholic of my type, you know, only you know if you are or not. If the signs are there. My message is, you better find somebody that knows what can teach you how to quit, man. That teach you that there's a fucking better life out there. Mm-hmm. Because the truth is, you're not going anywhere. At best, you're not going anywhere. At worst, you're going to lose your life. You're going to lose your kids. You're going to lose your house. You're going to lose everything. Because it kills you on the installment plan. It doesn't do it real quick. Usually not overnight like some drugs. It kills you real slowly, and then all at once. And it's like I've said before, it's the only drug you can use it's the only thing that you can do, and it tells you don't have a problem, man. Alcohol fucking lies to you, man. It really does.
A lot of people have the same vices you do, which is alcohol, and it seems to be like a reoccurring drug that's like really hard to drop, you know? So like, what's your advice on someone like wanting to drop alcohol and get a sobriety path like you?
Accountability, straight up. You gotta know the truth about who the fuck you really are. That's the first step. Second step is You got to get yourself into a program or get a coach that can teach you that there's a better life out there, that there's a better way to live. Some people don't know that there is another way to live. Some people don't understand that. They think their misery and their insanity is the only thing that's out there when there truly isn't. I know people like that still.
Yeah. Was it was there like a reason why you were stuck on alcohol for a long time and using it as a vice, or was it like?
Because it lies to you, man. It lies to you. It constantly lies to you. It tells you that you don't have a problem when everything's falling apart around you. Yeah. You know, and it's been a part of your life for so long. You relate it with fun. You think that your life is going to be over the minute that you quit drinking. You won't be able to dance. You won't be able to interact. You won't be able to love the same. You won't be able to do anything the same. That's what it tells you, man. That's what I know. There's a lot of you guys out there that feel the same way. Alcohol fucks with your mind big time like that. That tells you a lot of things that aren't true. And you don't realize that the greatest part of your life is yet to come when you're sober. You guys just don't realize that, you know? Because anything that you do drunk, you can do 10 times better sober. It'll change your whole fucking life. If you're a dad, you'll be a better father. If you're a boss, you'll be a better boss. If you're a husband, you'll be a better husband. If you're a worker, you'll be a better worker. That's just the way it is, man, because alcohol changes the chemistry and how your mind works. It fucks with you bad, man. So
You drop your alcohol vice. You got fit now, and also like, I think now you're doing coaching. So like, what was like some turning points that got you, where your mindset is and you're at today?
Yeah, so this has been on my mind a long time, coaching others, man. Even when I was still drinking, I was a fit drunk, you know. So that was, but I always had it on my mind that I had to level up fully before I could start coaching other people, because the idea of being a fucking fraud, it just never set right with me, man. I had to actually be fully living it. And in order to do that, I needed the pain that it took for me to stop, man. And the turning point was I had to lose my kids, man. I got in some trouble and lost my kids for a little bit. I had to move out of my own house, like I've said before. So yeah, that was the major turning point for me. And that's when I actually looked in the mirror and said, "Hey, motherfucker, this shit ain't working for you anymore. And the path that you know that you're on, you know where you're going, you know." So that was it, man. And I knew I had to teach other people how to save themselves, because it saved me from myself, man. I knew I had to do that, and I knew I was finally ready. I knew I was finally ready to step into a new version of myself, because that was the one thing that was always missing, man. I had the fitness, I had the work ethic. I almost had the full mindset, but alcohol just had such a fucking hold on me, man, that I couldn't jump online and be a fraud. So
yeah, I mean,
that's why I waited so damn long.
Just like the ability. I mean, you do a lot of camera speaking, phone. I think that's the hardest form of content to make. Like just popping out your phone and be able to talk.
Absolutely.
Like you have to have such good personal development and people skill, and it's just a lot. Like public speaking,
it is a lot.
Yeah.
I have to work on it fucking daily, man, daily.
Yeah.
I always know what my message wants to be in my head, but for some reason it doesn't come out the same, man. I know a lot of people have that problem, but it's getting better. It's getting better for sure.
Yeah, like like the biggest fear people have is like
judgment
of other, like public speaking. They fear that more than death.
Yeah, they do. I can kind of relate to. You can say you don't give a fuck, but then you get on camera and it shows you give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of business owners, very successful, but when they put the camera on them, they kind of melt.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure a lot of people are very aggressive in real life, like very rah rah rah. But then like you put a camera on them,
it's strange, man. Like that TV's fucking
piss themselves.
Yeah, it's crazy. I did. I gotta admit, I was kind of like that too at first.
Really?
For sure, for sure, man. I'm still working on it all the time.
Yeah. Well, what was the point? I mean, you're good now. You make daily, video content. Like, what was the biggest turning point for you?
A real turning point that made me realize how bad I was at it at first was when I went down there and because it's easier to speak on camera when there's nobody around, you know.
Yeah.
But when I went down there to that mastermind with Wes, all the cameras are popping out, everybody's in your face, you know, everybody's getting down, and then it goes on me. I kind of fucking freeze. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Mine just kind of went blank for a little bit. So
I mean, you know, social media is a big marketing tool right now.
it is.
And it's not just like, oh, have one piece of content, you're good. No, it's like you got to have consistently good content to like kind of thrive in this kind of marketing.
Absolutely, you do.
Tactic.
There's power in your words, man.
Yeah.
You know, you can move mountains with your words, with just speaking. You know, people do big things with their tongue, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have videos where like clients have made like millions of dollars off of like one or two of our videos.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, it's kind of like insane that you can do that. Like, to me, I'm still amazed that like one or two videos can change like a whole business or change somebody's life.
Absolutely. It's just trying to get the ability to put it down, say what you actually have on your mind, you know, in an authentic way.
Yeah, and it takes time too. Like, you know, like
does.
for a good podcast, the first like 20 minutes, it's basically just fat. The first 20 minutes, just like getting warmed up.
Yeah.
And then the rest is good. But you need that like peaceful time to get into the frequency, the groove, the vibe, or whatever it is.
Hell yeah, I agree.
Like, you know, like in the beginning of this podcast still, like it's like kind of like building up to it. Cut. But now it's like flow, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's definitely a thing, but you know, seeing that and seeing you just like continue to produce content, you know, because I work with a lot of businesses, and you're one of them, and yeah, a lot of businesses fall off, and I'm kind of sad to see that, you know.
Yeah.
But you keep going. You keep like going.
I have to, man. Like I said, I have to. They don't have the grit.
Yeah.
You know, quitting's always been a fucking problem with me, even quitting things that aren't good for me. So, yeah, quitting just never sits right with me, man. So that when I suck at something, I make it my goal to overcome it. Mm-hmm. I have to do that. I have to. And it's something that has to be inside you, man. And if it's not, you should build it, because that's the key to life, is overcoming shit. Our whole fucking existence is just overcoming things. How many things can you overcome in this life to make yourself a valuable asset to God? You know, I do believe God's got a system up there that He needs soldiers, man. You know, there's a spiritual war going on up there, and He needs to see people that are really down for the cause. You know, they want to improve their life, elevate their situation. And He wants to see how much you can take, see how much you can take to earn the position that you want, you know? How long can you do it? For how long?
Yeah.
How good can you get?
Yeah, it's literally like, I know a lot of people, I know, what's your take on beginners that like, they start out something and they try like 5 things?
Yeah, people are fucking, they get upset with themselves and they quit after a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months.
I see a lot of that.
Yeah, people do that shit all the time, man. I mean, what do you guys expect? Do you guys expect to be a pro right away? It just doesn't make sense to me. And I see that with clients all the time too, when I'm teaching fitness and trying to teach the mindset, because I'm not just a fitness coach, it's a mindset coach more than anything, and a lifestyle coach. You know, I want people to adopt this way of life so it can enrich their lifestyle, so they can learn to love the process, because that's what it's really all about. That's what this shit's all about, man.
Yeah.
You want to learn to live this way. You don't just want to get fit and then fall off and become a fat ass eating Twinkies all the time or being a drunk, you know. You want to learn to live this way so you can stay confident and you could actually elevate your life, you know. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think like if you just have the discipline to go through the motion every day, at least that's like the foundation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're starting out, you got to push yourself to do the things you don't want to do every day until it becomes a habit. That's what it is. Yeah. You just got to continue to fucking just not even think about it and just go straight into action. I got to wake up and read, straight into action. I know I got to go work out at 3:30. I go straight into action. There's no second guessing it. The alarm goes off, there you go. You know what I'm saying? I have to eat at this time because I got to feed myself with the right nutrition. Otherwise, my workout's all for naught. I got to eat at that time. That's just, there's no second guessing it. That's what you do. You have to do that until you begin to love the process, until you can't see your life without it. Because that's how it becomes.
Yeah.
Once you get to a certain level, you can't imagine going back to that soft, drunk piece of shit that you used to be. You know?
That's good.
You can't. I mean, what do you think? Could you ever see yourself
No.
going, yeah, why? Yeah, nobody wants to regress in life.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel good, you know? And especially when you start getting to a higher level in your life, nobody wants regression. Nobody. And it's even worse when there's a fucking audience watching you.
No,
You know?
I mean, I mean, that's the definition of burning the boat. Like,
Yeah.
you're going forward ahead of time. You know?
Yeah, you gotta go all in on yourself. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, are you really getting anywhere doing what you're doing, feeling how you're feeling, worrying about what other people fucking think about you? Are you getting anywhere?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the end of the day, when you're buried, they're gonna say their goodbyes. They say this dude was a good guy, and then they're gonna say, well, we can always squeeze in a round of golf here in 5 minutes. You know, you've forgotten right away. So, I mean, are you really going to base your whole existence off what people fucking think when you're forgotten so easy, you know? You guys got to go for shit, man. Go all in on yourself, you know? Plus, you know, it's about your time, too. If you got family or anything like that, you want the time, because that's what money is money buys your fucking time. So you can do the things that you want to do in your life and spend it where you want to spend it, you know? People say it's all about the money. It ain't all about the fucking money. I like spending time with my family, and I'd like to spend more time with my kids, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's a reason right there to go all the fuck in.
Yeah, I mean, with the internet, with the marketing, social media, you can scale really fast. And
Yeah.
a lot of things can, you know, change. I've seen like some of our clients, like, you know, they do podcasts or some launch marketing campaigns with us, and one or two video changed their whole life. They retired like their wives and stuff, and
Yeah.
like buy new cars, literally new houses. Like, I'm like, whoa, like that's
Bet the wife's not bitching too much then, huh?
yeah. You know, like it's just, and I saw how hard they have to work and how much they have to sacrifice and struggle. It really shows a lot, because, you know, a lot of the like people online are 9-to-5ers.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the haters are like just regular, you know, people. They don't see the amount of struggle behind the scenes.
Yeah, and I got nothing against blue collar, man. I've been blue collar all my life, framing houses, fucking doing all of it, construction, natural gas guy, pipeline. You know, I've been in natural gas production, pipeline storage, transmission for last fucking 17 years of my life, man. It's been a blessing of mine. But at the same time, you know, personal development's much more important to me.
Yeah.
It's much more important to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's also, you can help more than one people at a time too. You know?
Exactly.
A lot of the normal jobs, you are kind of tied to like your time for it. You know?
Exactly. And you know, that's one of the main rules of sobriety. You got to give the shit away to keep it. So what better way to give it away than do it to a fucking audience online, you know?
Mm-hmm. What was your biggest struggle like for, you know, the beginning of your business?
The beginning of my business, it was the content, speaking on camera. It was trying to figure out how to edit, how to speak on camera correctly, how to deliver my message in an authentic way. You know, I was talking in a way that really wasn't me, because I thought that's what the audience wanted to hear for some reason, even though I knew what I liked and it wasn't that. But I was trying to find out the correct way to get what I wanted to say out on camera, man. That was my biggest issue. But I'm sure everybody goes through that shit at first, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure a lot of people struggle with that same thing. And editing was a pain in the ass. And I was getting in all kinds of shit at different gyms. Because when you first come out, man, all of a sudden, oh, this dude's trying to be a fucking content guy. Okay, well, they got a problem with you sticking a camera everywhere in these public gyms and stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
People don't like it. I've been in almost 3 different fights, man, at gyms, just trying to fucking record myself, man. People think I'm trying to record them or some shit. I'm like, motherfucker, I ain't trying to record you, bro. Yeah, you can see it's the camera's on me, bro. Like, what, you know? They're just trying to, people all juiced up, just trying to have a problem. People just want to got a problem.
What was the hardest thing? You know, you train people. Obviously, you have people you're training right now.
Yep.
What was like some of the funniest struggle, or not? I wouldn't say struggle. Some of the funniest like excuses people have given you.
Oh, they got them all, man. A to Z, brother.
Give me some.
A to Z, huh?
Give me some of your comebacks.
Well, accountability is it's the hugest problem for any of them. They don't like the fucking diet. The biggest thing is the diet. They don't like the diet, or they say they don't understand something when they don't even try to understand it.
Yeah.
You know, you give them a certain amount of numbers. I break it down for them, your fats, proteins, and carbohydrates that you need. Allocation for the day. Okay, well, I don't know how to do that. Okay, well, turn the fucking label around and look at the numbers. Okay, do you understand what the numbers are? You know, they're making good money. They're not an idiot. They're just too fucking lazy. They're mentally lazy, bro. That's a problem. It's a huge problem. People don't want to figure shit out. You know, I notice that a lot. And people say, yeah, well, I'm really a smart person. Well, what good is it if you're lazy? What good?
Yeah.
So people don't want to figure shit out. So I give them their numbers, and they say, well, I don't know how to go shopping for the right foods. I give them a list of the right foods to fucking eat. Well, how much is in this potato? Well, you got to weigh the motherfucker, bro. How do I weigh it? You get a food scale, you know? So that's a huge thing, is the food. And then people say they don't have time. So I look at their life. Okay, you're a single male. Or maybe you're married. You got no kids. You got a 9-to-5 job. Okay. Look at my life. Got 4 kids, wife. They all got baseball, softball, all kinds of shit going on. I got another job as well, making content. I'm trying to fucking edit everything, trying to do all my sales, trying to design people's diets for them, trying to design people's workouts for them, because I need to accommodate certain people with different workouts, because some people don't have access to a full gym, depending on where they're at.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to work out at home. A lot of people want to do body weight workouts, but it doesn't matter because I got it all. I could design a workout for you to kill yourself on just the floor, you know? So
What's the biggest thing that's besides the diet that's holding people back from, getting started on a workout program or just helping them finding that best version of themselves?
they're dishonest with themselves. They can't admit who the fuck they really are. They can't admit that they're failing in life, that they're failing their family, they're failing their kids. They're not honest with themselves. They're not accountable.
And then, so how do you get them to be more accountable?
Honesty. I tell them who they are. A lot of times they don't like it. A lot of times your excuses are, everybody's got it, man. What's going to make you different? I tell them,
Yeah.
What's going to make you stand out? What makes you think that you're going to get something for free? Nothing's free. I was like, you go to work every day and expect a paycheck. Well, what makes you think you can go, you can not work out and expect to fucking see a physical change? So, basically tell them that in a roundabout different ways. Another huge issue I have with people is, like I said, is they think their time is best spent elsewhere.
Not on themselves.
Yeah. They think their time's best spent, catering to their wives, yelling at them, whatever they need to do, daily chores, household chores. They think their time's spent better working on their house. And I tell them all, working on yourself should come first. Your spirituality, your physical fitness, your health, because without those 3 things, none of that other shit means anything. It doesn't matter if you're a father if you're not a good father.
Yeah.
You can't be a good father if you're not a good example. What are you going to do? Follow your kids around all day with a pair of titties? I know those aren't my words, but that's just the first thing that came to mind. Yeah, you're going to be there for them, but I mean, what kind of example are you really setting, man? That's just the truth, What kind of example? How good are you as a dad if you're not even healthy enough to run around and play with your kids? Or what kind of father are you that your son can't even look up to you because you're not physically fit enough to be someone that he would look up to, And how about all the habits that you're teaching your kids? Because they don't listen to what you fucking tell them to do. They listen to what you do. They watch what you do, Your kids are going to mimic you to the fullest. They're going to do exactly what you do. They're going to act how you act. They're going to eat how you eat. And they're going to treat their wife how you treat your wife when they're older, if you have a son, and vice versa. They learn everything from watching you. That's just the honest truth of it, man.
What is the struggle for most fathers, dads, most men at your age that you see?
The biggest struggle for fathers that I see is learning how to live life on life's terms, man. We think everything's important. That's truly not, man. We spend our whole lives fucking struggling to keep people happy that could care less about us, you know. We're constantly struggling just to make everybody think that we're something we're not, when truly making ourselves a product that someone would admire would be the best gift, because you become an example for them to follow.
Mm.
You know, I've learned that with my on my path, man. The best way to teach anybody is to fucking live it.
Yeah.
You know, by me living this way and coming out publicly and living this way, I've seen it fucking change people's lives, man. I've seen it change a lot of people's lives. And the longer I do it, the more I see it.
Yeah. It takes a little time buffer, but you do see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Because it's irrefutable proof that it works, especially the people that knew me before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they could hate me, they could call me all this and that for all the things that I've done. I've done a lot of fucked up shit, you know. They could say what they want. And they still have things to say about it all the time. I know who those private fucking haters are online that actually knew me in the past. I know who you are. But it's all right. You know, I still got love for you. I'm just winning now. So, I mean, get used to this shit, because I ain't going nowhere. That's just the truth of it. But, yeah, that's the best thing you could do, is be the example. Because eventually they'll come around. Because what they're doing is they're hating the fact that they're not living it as well.
Mm.
That's what they're really doing. You know, they're hating the fact that they're unaccountable in their life, and they're watching somebody go from nothing to something, you know. Or I shouldn't even say that. So they're watching somebody be accountable to themselves and change who the fuck they really are, authentically, over a period of time that can't be, that was irrefutable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the proof is in the pursuit. That's where it really is, man.
Wow.
Yeah, the proof of anything is in the true pursuit that you put on something. You can say you're about something, but let me see you fucking live it for a few months. Let me see you live it for a few years. You know, that's where I'm on the path to. So, and I said it, when you speak something into existence, God's listening.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned a lot of the thing that, you know, fathers, dads out there, the silent struggle behind the scene, the unappreciated, you know, moments, everything like that, you know, the pleasing everyone, but then no one's there for you, stuff like that. Because you do, I mean, a lot of people tell me they feel like they're the pillar of their family and everyone leans on them, but they don't have someone they can lean on. And that's like very sad. And a lot of people tell me that.
It
So
is fucking sad.
yeah, a lot of men tell me that. Yeah, a lot of men that are also business owners.
A man is defined by his word. Straight up, man. Straight up. A man, if you can trust a man's word, if you can trust a man to follow through on what he said he's going to do, that's a true motherfucker right there, man.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is, man. And that's where, you know, I found myself falling short in that area when it came to my kids, and it bugged me, man. I had my daughter say to me one time, I'll never forget this. This is a few months before I quit drinking, because it shocked me to the core. I was talking to my daughter, and I was getting emotional because I was fucking drunk like a bitch. And she didn't like it. She didn't respect it. I could see it on her face, and because she was getting older, and I could see it. I could see she didn't respect it. She said, "Dad, I don't really believe you." I just kind of stood back and listened for a second. Yeah, and I was like, that didn't sit well with me, because I didn't like the fact that my own daughter was second guessing me at such a young age, man. Basically telling me, "You're full of shit, Dad. I can't believe you. You're a fucking flake when it comes to holding your word to us." You know, that shocked me. That was another turning point in my life right there. That gave me a good setup for the trajectory that I'm on right now.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that shit till the day I die, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
What you know, what are some mindsets, tips, or lessons that help you go through, you know, starting your business, going through times that are maybe difficult?
Yeah. Just don't quit, man. Don't quit. Because with time, you progress. If you put your fucking heart into something for long enough, you're gonna progress, and God will, he'll pay you back in full, man. He will tenfold your efforts if you can show you don't quit and you have good, authentic reason for doing it. The universe fucking blesses you for that shit, man. It really does. If you're authentically reaching out to try to help others, and you don't give up on where you're going, You're gonna get there. There's no way around it. Yeah.
And then, in terms of like, you say you had a lot of women. So like, what kind of like advice would you give for like young men or, I think handling women is like a big thing for a lot of men. A lot of men,
It is.
they don't wear
It is.
pants.
It was a big thing. It was a big thing for me too. A big problem of mine was buying into the arguments. A lot of times I used to really get emotionally involved with the arguments at hand. Really, that's not our job as a man. A man's job is to be a solid rock, because when you involve yourself in the emotional state that they're in, you automatically become that argument. Instead of what could go wrong if you just stand there like a rock and say, okay, man, no problem, go about your way and go do whatever you got to do without involving yourself in the argument and getting too emotionally involved. Because really what they want to do is they want to drag you into the argument so it causes more conflict, man. So that's one big lesson that I learned when I'm dealing with women and relationships, is a lot of times the arguments that you guys are having, they don't really mean anything. They don't really mean shit. Someone's having a bad day and they want to make your day bad. So instead of doing that, go about your business, do your shit, ask her if she wants something to eat, man.
Yeah, I mean, even like for I don't know if you heard of the crab bucket mentality, but like when you start coming up,
Yeah.
people, I don't know, if that
Yeah, the
happens.
crabs want to pull you back in the bucket.
Yeah. I mean, that's not just women relationship, but like just.
Yeah, and I'm not even referring to just women. That's the truth. People don't want to see you fucking step ahead. When really, you're not trying to step ahead. You're just trying to make the best version of yourself, because you know what the alternative it looks like.
Yeah.
And if you got the right reasons to do it, you want to bring them up with you. They don't understand that. They don't understand that you could help them change themselves just as well.
What are some big like struggle or problems that you see in people in society today?
Biggest problems I see with people in society. Well, this world's it just goes back to being accountable once again, man. No one can look at themselves in the mirror and tell themselves the truth. That's it. They can't, and you can't go anywhere. You can't learn any lessons. You can't do anything if you can't tell yourself the truth. You can't. So that's the biggest problem that every fucking man in this world. I mean, most of the men out there, that's what they have a problem with. They think there's reason they're broke. They think there's reason their relationship's dysfunctional. They think there's reason that they can't get something done. When the fact is, they haven't built the person that deserves it.
Actually really
They just haven't built the person that deserves it. That's all there is to it, man.
So you focus on building that individual more.
Absolutely, because if you build the individual, it attracts everything you want in this fucking life. It attracts everything. Look, if you're fit, if your mind's right, if you're spiritually right, who can deny you? Who can deny you? You can't be denied when you check all your boxes, man, because it takes a lot of accountability. It takes a lot of discipline to get fit. You have to eat correctly. You have to show up all the time. It takes a lot of accountability to be truthful with yourself and not lie about your shortcomings. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself the truth about who the fuck you really are. I've said it so many times. And when you can do those few things, who can deny you? You're an asset to any job because you possess those abilities. Any person that you come across, you're an asset to. Okay? If anybody wants to lean on you for anything, they know that you'll probably put the same effort into them that you put into yourself.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah. That's the truth.
I haven't heard it from that angle yet.
Yeah, that's the truth. Yeah. That's the truth.
I do a lot of podcasts. I haven't heard it from that angle yet.
Yeah, if people can't put any effort in themselves, they're going to put the same fucking effort into you, man. Because they don't have nothing else to give. It's not really even their fault. They just don't have anything else to give because they don't have it. They haven't put it into themselves yet,
I haven't heard it from that angle yet. That's actually...
Yeah, there's a million fucking ways to say it, huh?
Yeah, no, but the way you said it was like, I do a lot of podcasts, so I'm trying to always get the mindset,
Yeah.
And a lot of time, like right now, the economy is like bad. So like a lot of people are flaky. A lot of people are, just not pulling through. And
Yeah. Putting themselves in that position.
Yeah.
They think they're going to work less and do less and get more.
Mm-hmm.
That's the mentality nowadays.
Yeah.
People want it. I see it in my job. I see it. Everybody complains about it in all their positions, different jobs, all over the fucking. So it's been since Corona. It really got bad, man. People, that stay-at-home mentality. The government's gonna fucking give me whatever I want for free. That shit will get you nowhere. That system was designed to make you fail. I'm sorry to all you guys that don't fucking believe me, but that shit was designed to make it fucking. I don't even know how to say it. It was designed to make a dunce out of you,
Mm.
It's not the right word. Cut that.
But
It was designed to make you a parasite, man.
Yeah.
Because a parasite can be controlled very easily, If you can't think for yourself, if you're unaccountable to yourself, you can be controlled very easily because, someone's got your meal ticket hanging in front of your face all the time.
Mm.
You can't make your own decisions. You can't think for yourself because you can't even show up for yourself. So you got to rely on somebody else to feed you all the time. Prosperity starts in the mind. That's where it comes from. Prosperity is in the mind. You have to have an idea, okay? And money just becomes payment for your thoughts.
Mm.
It becomes payment for who you are. People don't get that. They want to save all their money and hold on to that shit and squeeze it all the time. How are you going to use it? It's a tool. You got to use your money as a tool to fucking make investments, to make yourself better. You got to pay attention. Yeah, free programs for anybody never works because they never end up using the content for their benefit, or they never use the program to their benefit because they didn't pay nothing for it. Mm. There's no attachment,
Yeah. They're not willing to sacrifice.
I'm sure you see that all the time. Yeah. Any freebies you ever gave out, what did it do for them?
Yeah. Well, any freebies or any deals or any that's not in favor of both party.
Yeah.
It's always bad.
It's a fucking one-sided friendship, man.
Yeah. It's like how do you say it? I would say, I've only been doing media for 2 years. I've seen a lot
You've seen a lot more than I have, shit.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of different type of peoples, and they'll say one thing on camera, but they'll go and do the opposite on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what people do, man.
Yeah, it's just crazy, Yeah.
It is.
But that's the world we live in. How do you find constant motivation every day to wake up and repeat the same process and habits?
Yeah, I just go straight into it, man, because I know I have to. I know what's on the other side. I know alcoholism's just fucking waiting for me to have a weak point in my life. I know that. It's always calling. It's always, because it's got patience. It's got time on its side. Mm-hmm. So it's always waiting for me to slip. It's always waiting for me to fall back into my old habits. It's always waiting for me to romanticize the feeling in my head, because like everything else, it starts as an idea. You think maybe you can get away with it again?
No, I don't think you can get away with anything.
No, I can't. Yeah, I'm fucked now, huh? Especially now that I'm online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't get away with I say karma will get
yeah, we get away with nothing in this life. People, I hope you guys understand that shit. Mm-hmm. We get away with nothing. Everything that you do will come back on you. Call it whatever the fuck you guys want. But God's watching.
Yeah. That's true. Literally, yeah, I haven't seen anyone got away with anything.
No, me neither.
Yeah. It comes back as a bad, karma somehow,
Yeah, it does, man. It does.
I don't know, that's how I see it. But so, the main goal is just to be the best version of yourself and be a good person,
And the intent has to be good too.
Yeah.
Because I think God bases a lot of our success off what's our intent inside our heart, man.
Mm-hmm.
What do we really passionately want to help somebody because we know that we got to give this shit away to keep it? Mm-hmm. Are we doing it for fame? What are we doing it for,
Yeah.
Are we doing it to keep our own sobriety? I think that's a good enough reason right there.
Yeah.
That's originally what made me start this shit. Because I knew if I came out on camera and spoke it publicly to you guys, I'd have to hold myself accountable because being a fraud was something I couldn't deal with, man. That is one thing I couldn't deal with. So I knew that I had to come out on camera and speak it to the world.
That's wild.
Yeah, it is wild. It's a hell of a way to do it, man.
I mean, it's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, people, I went to those AA meetings in there, and they were laughing at me about that shit. I said, well, what the fuck you guys think this meeting is in here?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Why is it so important that I show up at this meeting? Because I'm holding myself accountable to you guys, and you guys are fucking going to judge me if I don't show up and I fall out on my sobriety, right? That's the same shit.
Yeah. That's just accountability in private, but then...
Right, that's even, what online's even better. I got a bigger audience, man.
Yeah, you got more people that can call you out.
Yeah, and these people, they want to see me fall. You know what I'm saying? So it's even more of a reason not to.
No, I mean, you're not even slowing down, so it's like crazy.
Fucking all gas, motherfucker. Yeah, no brakes, man.
But I mean, you're doing it authentically. A lot of, I see you got some heat online, but in person, you're like a cool dude.
Yeah, I got no bad intention toward anybody, man. Even those haters. I hope you fucking elevate with your life one of these days too, man. I see a lot. I've actually had a few haters. Mm-hmm. I've gotten through to them, man. I've broken through that ice break that they have, man. I've gotten through to them, and they all admit at the end of the day that their life's shit, that they feel like shit inside about who they are. They tell me a little bit of their story. Some of them are really reserved about it because they've been such a punk online that it's hard for them to fucking admit who they really are.
Yeah, I mean, they're being a punk, they're getting away with it for a little bit, but then
in the end, they'll pay. They're gonna pay one way or another. They're gonna pay with their own life.
Yeah.
Not for me, but with life. Life just has a way of handing out exactly what the fuck you deserve. That's the way it goes, man.
Yeah, I mean, I notice when I, have really good intention, things come.
Hell yeah, it does.
When I have bad intention, things doesn't come.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works, man.
Yeah. When you need someone or need something, it's weird. People can feel it, they repel. Yeah. But when you don't need it, a lot of people come,
People trying to tell me God's not real.
I don't know. They'll put you on your knees real fast.
Oh, quick.
Yeah.
Quick, man. Yeah, God's always found a way to provide for me, man, even when I was disobedient as a motherfucker, man. But I think he knew somewhere or another that, I had the right intention toward things, man. I always wanted good for people, man. That's one good thing I could say. That's one true thing. I always had good intention toward other people, man. I want to see my friends win. Mm-hmm. I always have. Maybe I got a little jealous or something when I was acting like a piece of shit all the time and someone really stepped it up. It wasn't jealousy. That's not the right word. I was just, I knew that I had to do it for myself. It's just, everybody gets that feeling, right?
Yeah.
When they're failing in life and you know it, and there's a change that needs to be made. Yeah. It's just a reality check is what it is. It's like, hey, motherfucker, there's another sign. There's another sign.
So can you tell us a little bit more about the coaching program that you have? Who's it for and how can they find you?
Yeah. So my coaching program is for anybody that's willing to step in front of that mirror and actually take accountability for who the fuck they are. Take a leap of faith on themselves, man. That's what my coaching program's for. Because we all truly need this at the end of the day. We all truly need to be more fit. We need to be physically healthier. We need to be mentally healthier and stronger. We need to be spiritually stronger. So for anybody that's struggling with that and knows that they're struggling with that and actually has the balls to reach out and ask for help, I can get you through that, man. I can help you through that because I've done it. I've done that. I've been through it all. I had to get sober. I lost all my kids. I've been out of shape. I've been that piece of shit, So if you guys want to truly change your life and take the next step, I'm available. I'm very easy to get hold of. All you guys got to do is shoot me a DM on my Instagram. My Instagram's public. I got a link below too. You can get a hold of me on there. It's very simple, you guys. If your excuse is that you can't get a hold of me, you're not trying. That's just a fact. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for coming out today and, help us with some stuff here and shoot this amazing podcast, amazing pictures. And always, you always strive to be better every time.
Every day, man. Every day we get better.
And it's kind of cool seeing you run your program because you're like a clockwork. Like every morning, it's like content on the story, workout.
Yeah, you notice that, huh?
It's like a clockwork.
He's got to be, man. You have to be militant
Mm-hmm.
when you're trying to achieve something. You have to do the same shit every day. It's redundant, but who gives a fuck? Your whole life, people don't even like the lives that they have right now, and they complain about trying to build some kind of structure in their life. You know, it cracks me up. Like the structure is going to be more redundant than fucking going home and sitting on their ass all day long, or whatever it is that you're doing that you don't like, anyways. I mean, is building a routine really that fucking boring? You know, get used to it. Learn to love that shit. 'Cause that's what's going to save you from yourself, man. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, so thank you for coming in. Before you go, any last ammo bits that you have that can potentially, change someone's life or a lesson or something like that?
Yeah, so what I got to say to people out there that are on the fence and they're thinking about trying to join something, they're not sure, they're unsure of themselves, check it out. I can tell you from my own personal experience, the worst thing I ever fucking did was wait. Not capitalize. That was the worst. That's one of the biggest regrets of my entire life, is not capitalizing on something, on a calling that was fucking driving me crazy inside. And it truly was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying this from the heart. This shit's been driving me crazy for years, man. For years it's been calling. And that's my biggest regret, is not capitalizing and taking charge and doing what I knew I had to do. Because once you do that, you're free. It gives you an internal freedom that I can't even explain.
Yeah.
Because you no longer have to deal with that fucking taunting at you every night, you know? Because when you're not living your best life, you suffer. That's God's way of talking to you, man. That's God's way of fucking putting it on your mind, man. It's his way. We go through nothing in this life alone. Nothing. Nothing. He warns us at every corner. And if you can't hear it, you're not fucking listening.
Well, thank you for being here and sharing some wisdom and knowledge with us. And
Absolutely. It's my pleasure, man. I hope it helps somebody out.
Yeah.
I really do.